From the Pep Radio Newsroom, this is the News Blast for this hour. LGBTQ Nation is reporting during a heated Senate Finance Committee hearing, Secretary of Health and Human Services Robert F. Kennedy Jr. faced off with Republicans and Democrats alike over his anti-vaccine policies that are putting Americans' health in jeopardy. As senators scolded him for ignoring the science on vaccine efficacy and unnecessarily risking people's lives, many couldn't help but notice the Secretary's constant heavy breathing into the microphone. Many pointed out the ominous sounds were reminiscent of Star Wars' villain, Darth Vader. Other comments implied that his breathing is all the proof anyone needs to demonstrate the absurdity of his ideas about staying healthy by ignoring best practice medical care and basic health recommendations. Some also brought up his comments about diagnosing so-called mitochondrial challenges in children by observing them at airports, implying that perhaps he is the one who should be assessed. Kennedy, a conspiracy theorist who has no background in medical science, has been a prominent voice in the anti-vaccine movement, which is based on pseudoscience and uses misinformation to spread the belief that vaccines don't prevent disease. He formerly chaired the Children's Health Defense, an anti-vaccine organization that claims that vaccines cause autism, ADHD, food allergies, cancer, and autoimmune diseases. Meanwhile, over in the Senate, Senator Bill Cassidy raises the concept of a Nobel Peace Prize for Operation Warp Speed. A Republican senator got Health and Human Services Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr. to agree that the president should receive a Nobel Peace Prize for expediting the approval of COVID-19 mRNA vaccines, despite Kennedy's opposition to the vaccines. Senator Bill Cassidy, the Republican from Louisiana, said at a Senate Finance hearing today that he believes that the president deserves a Nobel Prize for Operation Warp Speed, a program that accelerated vaccine testing during the pandemic. If he had been President Barack Obama, he would have gotten it, Cassidy claimed. He then asked Kennedy if he agreed. Mr. Secretary, do you agree with me that the president deserves a Nobel Prize for Operation Warp Speed? Yeah, absolutely, Senator, Kennedy replied. His response was probably not expected, considering his opposition to vaccines in general and the COVID-19 vaccines in particular. Let me ask you, but you just told Senator Bennett that the COVID-19 vaccine killed more people than COVID, Cassidy pointed out. I did not say that, Kennedy replied. Senator, I just want to make clear, I did not say that. It's not clear exactly what Cassidy, who voted to confirm Kennedy to his current position back in February, was referring to. Kennedy made comments when he was questioned by Senator Michael Bennet, the Democrat from Colorado, about how he believed that the COVID-19 vaccines killed people, but he didn't say anything about the number of people he believes they killed. Kennedy got into a more heated exchange with Senator Mark Warner, the Democrat from Virginia, where he said he didn't even know how many people died from COVID-19 in the U.S. I don't think anybody knows that, Kennedy said, blaming data chaos at the CDC. You don't know the answer of how many Americans died from COVID? Warner said. This is the Secretary of Health and Human Services. Do you think the vaccine did anything to prevent additional deaths? Again, I would like to see the data and talk about the data, Kennedy responded. You have had this job for 8 months, and you don't know the data about whether the vaccine saved lives, Warner said incredulously. The Secretary of Health and Human Services doesn't know how many Americans died from COVID, doesn't know if the vaccine helped prevent any deaths, and you are sitting as Secretary of Health and Human Services? How can you be that ignorant? And we're going to leave you with that question, folks, because that's the News Blast for this hour. If you're watching our news videos on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Pep Radio is available on the Pep Radio page at paequality.com, the Live 365 app, Roku, and Alexa. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on Pep Radio.